Tonight, it's Madden NFL football. Super Bowl 57.
The hype and the talk is over. We're set for the big one. Super Bowl 57. Away we go from Arizona. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Corral going to throw right away.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. This is intercepted.
Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game. I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Caught, Kelsey, left side. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big...
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
Corral under pressure, and down he goes. Chris Jones breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7.
And if we go back to the last series, remember, their coverage allowed them to get a turnover in the last drive, a takeaway, and that helped contribute to a sack on this one. I think maybe this quarterback's a little bit hesitant. Last time he turned it over, now he sees his zone coverage a little bit slow to get rid of the football.
A first carry here for Kene Nwangu.
4 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have to contend with a 3rd and 13.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Another run now for Nwangu. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. He works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. On play action, it's Mahomes. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Mahomes now to throw. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And now off to the races down the right side.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Wide open receiver complete. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. John Ross, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before.
There he goes left side. The 20. Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson.
68 yards. And the Vikings have retaken the lead.
Boy, just zero hesitation from the rookie passer there, partner. He is coming out firing in this opening quarter.
And all the talk leading into this game was that pass rush talking about challenging this guy, getting into his grill, getting into his space. And how about him? Might be his first year in the NFL, but I don't see any fear in him at all. How about that big-time throw right out of the gate?
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick six here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
Joseph now to kick this one away.
And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Flushed out right. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Mahomes to throw once more. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
On second and 10, Mahomes open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 38-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 38. Now here's Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
They work again from the 38 on second and 10. They go play fake. Mahomes. Buying time to his left.
And this pass caught by Gray.
And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
On 3rd down, Corral. Got an open man, finding Jefferson.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
A 1st down throw here for Corral. They'll get this to Nwangu. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 35-yard line.
Handoff right side to Nwangu. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Corral. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 20-yard line. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown.
Tyron Johnson.
A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Vikings continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And the lead now up to 14.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely, no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing now is Mahomes. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here's Corral on 1st down.
And that's caught inside the 35.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
You'd think defenses might be a little more prepared for plays like this because so many offensive coordinators, when they get the ball after a turnover, they do like to dial up a deep ball right away. And if I were a defensive coordinator in this league, that's exactly what I would say to my defense before they went out to play. In this case, though, they didn't get the message, and a big play resulted.
On 2nd down, here's Nwangu.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
They'll go right back to Nwangu.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Joseph's got it.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Rolling to his left. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Back to Nwangu again on 1st down.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
From the 22,
Corral.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Tyron Johnson.
His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Vikings are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Lewis Seen.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
Let's go!
So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl.
And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy, not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
But if there's ever a chance to regroup, It's in this game, right? Because you do have that long halftime, a chance to really assess things and maybe make some changes and true adjustments. They played great all year long. That was the worst first half of the season for them. They're hoping to put it behind them and come out punching here in the second half.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Here's Mahomes to throw. He finds Ross, right side, it's complete. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. Here we go on 4th down. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48.
So a chance to breathe easier now. 1st and 10 after the 4th down conversion.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. This is caught inside the 15.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco
taking it in from 14 yards out.
And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half.
Mahomes will throw for it. It's caught at the 1. And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. That was close to a big play, just a little bit too far that he was led. He caught it, but couldn't stay in bounds, Charles.
Yeah, I'm not very good at these sort of things, but I have to believe the farther you are downfield, the less your margin for error in throwing the ball, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so they gave it a good effort there. Really tried, just couldn't complete it.
On 3rd down, here's Corral. He'll fire it deep for Rager.
It got his man complete. Touchdown, Vikings.
Jalen Rager.
77 yards.
And the Vikings are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And that pushes the lead up to 23.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing again on second down. Mahomes. And a diving effort, but only right at the line of scrimmage. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
When the spotlight is at its brightest, and let's face it, it's the Super Bowl, those types of plays come out, don't they?
Absolutely. A big-time catch on the biggest of stages.
Do you think that one's going to live?
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Lewis Seen.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. Going deep downfield for Ross. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
From the 25 on 2nd down.
Corral.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Fabian Moreau.
And the Chiefs are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one.
He's got a man complete. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Kadarius Toney.
99 yards.
And the Chiefs get a bit closer.
Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. First play's a run with Nwangu.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Just one more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy here in Super Bowl 57 from Glendale.
We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Now a give running right, Nwangu.
And it pushes way forward to about the 32.
56 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That one goes for 8 yards.
On 1st down, they'll run with Nwangu.
And some space here. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Up the middle, Nwangu.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They're going to go toss right side with Eckler. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Corral here, working from the gun. He'll get this to Kene Nwangu complete.
And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 29-yard line.
Here's Corral on 1st down.
He'll get this to Eckler.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You talk about closing in a hurry as a safety and run support. Not only did he get a good run in, he gave him a pretty good pop too and finished off the play behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Play action here, Corral. This is swung out to Eckler.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock.
Here's Greg Joseph now to try the field goal.
That's just 32 yards officially from the right hash. The kick by Joseph is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, they're already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 62 yards.
And the Chiefs are able to cut into that deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. That one looks like he'll throw here. Going up top. And that's caught inside the 30.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Even with the big lead here in the fourth, it still bombs away. And frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Corral with it, first down here.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. Boy, Charles, you hate to see this for a rookie quarterback. You're hoping it doesn't shake his confidence, but that confidence, it might be shaken because that is 4 interceptions for him now in this ballgame.
It has to be shaken. Wouldn't be human if you weren't. Doesn't matter whether you're a rookie or a veteran. 4 interceptions, you're not sure what you're doing out there. So to me as a coaching staff, I would think very hard about getting him out and trying it again another day.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And they have done it. The Minnesota Vikings are the Super Bowl champions. And the Lombardi Trophy is going back to the land of 10,000 lakes.